Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I am here in my digs trying to remember how to use these camera angles because if you don't do it every day, you actually forget about it. Hey, I got a lot of information to toss at you because this week is a lot of things happening as far as data. And I'm just going to go right into that. I just want to thank everyone that joined me on this tour that came out. I'm going to do that tomorrow because today is such a special day. Listen, whoever gave me this Los Angeles cup in Los Angeles, thank you. I'm putting this to use by drinking my coffee right now. But today marks 22 years of a tragic day here in the United States. We're going to cover that at the end. We will never forget. All right. So let's go right into a couple of things. Number one, you guys know that this is sponsored by Stock Up View. Listen, for everyone that was on the tour, all I'm going to say is check your emails. All right. Listen, if you want to learn more about the stock market, now is the time. Now is the time. This is the month while we're having the this kind of pullback. You know, it seems like every day, even if the Dow and the indices start out green, they end up red, right? But this is also Moo Monday. Make sure you get your 16 free stock. This will be in the description below. Click the link, deposit a minimum of $100, and look at that. You're going to already get 5 free stocks, okay? So you're getting value already. And I know that I told you guys I'm going to be starting a portfolio with the Moo where you guys could possibly follow. I'm just waiting on the right time, and I am close to doing that. And lastly, the Stock Squad, make sure that you take advantage of the 4 of us. We're going to be doing portfolios, okay? And there again, you could partake of that also. All 3 of those links will be the top 3 links in the description. Let's go. Now, soon as I pulled up IPO ARM on this Reuters report, this is the first thing that comes up. For retail investors, jumping on ARM's blockbuster IPO is a risky business. Okay, I think they meant to say risky business, but I absolutely 100% agree. If you look at all of the biggest IPOs from 2022. The end of 2021 and 2022, if you look at all of these IPOs, you know, they literally, including Coinbase, including the food delivery company, Airbnb, look at all of the IPOs, just pull up a chart. All of the overhyped IPOs, okay, especially in stuff into cloud, that type of stuff. The IPO, right? You can't buy it because the institutions are buying first. And then when they get through buying it and you're waiting the day it's supposed to IPO, it's even higher when you chase it. And you notice I use the word chase. And then months later, it falls 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% and more. Some of these IPOs fall. So anything could happen. You could buy it and then it could skyrocket the next day. But that's not a risk that Larry is willing to take. So remember, do your own due diligence. I just want to shine a light, put out a warning, okay? Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, all right? So on Wednesday, we have CPI. CPI is coming out on Wednesday, an hour before opening bell. And then the next day is PPI, Consumer Price Index and Producers Price Index. Now, I want you guys to listen because there's an audio attached to this that just reads this. And I want you guys to listen for a few minutes, all right? And then maybe we'll discuss. Let's listen.
Reading for the month of June was encouraging. Headline inflation rose at a 3% annual rate and the monthly increase in core CPI was 0.2%. That was the smallest monthly increase since August 2021. A lot of the large price spikes from 2022 have rolled off of the CPI series. So, reducing inflation, especially core inflation, further in the second half of 2023 may be slower going. Broadly, This is the Federal Reserve's perspective. It accounts for why they plan to maintain interest rates at relatively high levels into 2024. Nowcasts. Nowcasts from the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland for upcoming inflation releases suggest that the next 2 CPI report may not be what the Fed is looking for. Specifically, looking at energy price trends and other observable prices to estimate inflation data before its official release. This nowcast estimate that July and August core CPI will rise at a 0.4% monthly rate. That would support the Fed's concerns that the inflation battle is not over. Additionally, it may support for another interest rate hike in 2023. That's something the Fed is considering. In recent months, they have tended to overestimate inflation.
As you could hear, you could see that this survey is just a guesstimation, all right? They're guessing on what the inflation will be from the consumer price index. In the last couple of months, they guessed it was higher than it actually was, okay? But they're guessing that it will be high and leading to the Fed going up on the interest rates even higher. Leave me a comment on what you think. Is the Fed going to go up any higher on the interest rates? It's just a guess. I'm guessing not this time. I really don't like to guess. But remember, we trade the market that we are in. We simply trade the market that we're in. That's way, you're just sure, right? Don't put a lot of money at risk. So you could see even this report is in the last couple of months have missed. All right. So let's just see what it is. Right. So we got CPI, we got PPI, we got the ARM coming up all this week. And also we got Apple. Right. Apple have their product release. As you can see here, Apple's 2023 event, it happens every September. The company is reportedly planning to debut 4 models. The iPhone 15, okay? The 15 Plus, 15 Pro, and 15 Pro Max, okay? And if that's the maximum hard drive, they about to get some more money out of me. I hate that. The new iPhones will also switch from Lightning to USB-C for wired charging and data transfers. So for those of you that don't know what the USB-C is, that's that little squarish type of deal, which a lot of devices are switching over to. That's actually a good move, but it's not a big enough move for you guys to buy. So just remember, keep things in content. I like Apple. I'm long on Apple. Apple is a wealth builder. Apple is going to profit long-term, even from AI, artificial intelligence. But as you could see in the last couple of days, Apple has been cooling off. What I'm saying about Apple is for what we could see, which is not much because Apple is very secretive. But for what we could see, the news coming out of Apple is not going to be as great as it has in the past. 4 years leading into the recession, Apple was already suffering from slow phone sales, right? And what actually helped Apple to jump back up in the phone sales space was COVID, okay? So these are the things we have to look at. Hey, good people, I just want to cut in right here and let you guys know, for me personally, I am buying more Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin breaks below the 25K, it could go into a free fall. I understand that, right? I don't have the charts in front of me. I know that, right? And you say, well, why are you buying it going down? 25,000-ish, just like I told you guys, is just my accumulation phase. That's my accumulation area. I do believe that Bitcoin will probably hit 90 to 100,000 in the next bull run, which is coming after the halving. All right. Remember the 4 phases of crypto. Okay. And so, yes, knowing that I could triple my money, but not knowing where the bottom is and where the top is, I am actually buying some Bitcoin today at this price. Right. That's what I'm doing. You let me know if you agree or disagree. So yes, I start buying at 25.5-ish and now it's 25.1. This is my buy range. If it drops down to the 24,000, then I'm still good. I'm going to buy even more. I'm only buying in small increments, okay? And then you guys know already, Shiba-inu. Remember, 5 zeros and a 7. I'm not going to back down off of what I said. This is my buy range. As you could see, in the last day, it dropped down to 5 zeros, 6, 9, 7, okay? And yes, Larry, could it drop? But what if it drops lower than that? Then I'm cool. See, I got my money in the way that the lower it goes, the more I'm buying because I'm accumulating in small amounts. So I just want to let you guys know what I am doing. You let me know what you're doing. If you think I'm crazy or you think, hey, I'm doing it too, not because you're doing it, Larry, but because I agree with you and I'm doing it. And remember, for every dime that I put in Shiba Inu, I have way more into Bitcoin, okay? So if you're just putting all your money in the high risk, I just don't think that that's a good practice, okay? Shiba Inu is a high risk, okay? Bitcoin is way less of a risk. It's a layer one. It's the top dog. Just think of it like it's the Dow or the S&P, okay? So never just go into the small ones without going into the big ones, okay? Just like in stocks where I suggest that you guys just buy some VTI and VOO and make it more than 30%. As a matter of fact, it should be at least half of your portfolio because over a 10-year period, you're not going to outperform the S&P 500. You're not going to outperform the overall stock market, all right? So you get it? All right, let's keep it going. But listen, on today is a day that we shall never forget here in the U.S., okay? We should never forget here in the U.S. On this day, September 11th, right? 9/11 is what we call it here. Look at this. The stock market was closed for 4 days, right? The only other time it had been closed like this was actually, look at here, in 1914, the start of World War I, and then followed by that was World War II, okay? And so on this date, we lost over 3,000 Americans. We were attacked, and we should never forget this. We should never forget this date. I remember exactly where I was. My mom called me and told me to cut on the TV. And then I was on my way to work, and I called my then girlfriend, who I'm now married to, and said, cut on the TV. And it was a day that we will never forget. Every year I listen to a lot of, our first responders, police, firemen, mostly firemen that gave their life, firemen in police. And I listen to the calls of their buddies, their families. That's what they call them, their families. These are the people they work with day in and day out, running up flights of stairs, 70, 80 flights of stairs, literally running into a certain death because they didn't want to leave their coworkers behind. And they're on the ground talking to them, and they lose contact, knowing that they're gone, watching the towers implode. So we should never forget. Another thing, and I don't have a number, there is a lot of firemen and police and regular civilians, but mostly firemen, police, first responders, and there's another outfit that was involved in that too. I believe they dealt with the ports or whatever. Guys, if you guys know what that is, let me know. They're suffering. A lot of people have died since 9/11. They were breathing all of those toxins, the mental and physical and biological battles that they've been dealing with for 22 years. And we have yet to fully help them because you have a couple of knuckleheads in Washington that are blocking them getting the help that they deserve, right? And so I want to put that out there. That this is how I want to end this broadcast, because we cannot forget. Just think about it. With our financial district fully imploded, we were only closed for 4 days. Never bet against America. Wherever you are in the world, I will tell you, never bet against America. And I know you love your country just like I love my country. And I'm just pleading with my country to do the right things for these people that paid the ultimate price, that gave their lives so that we could have the freedoms and that we have. Okay. And so, sorry to make this that. This is not a political thing. This is just us stepping up and doing the right thing to help the people that gave their lives. Okay. So just remember, we got the IPO of ARM, we got CPI, and we got PPI, and we got Apple with the release of their new 4 products. Okay. Make sure you check out Stock Up You. Make sure you check out Moo and get your 16 free stocks and the Stock Squad. And lastly, I want to shout out this restaurant called Massa and More. For those of you that are in the Fort Lauderdale area, it's at 510 Southeast 5th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. It's called Massa and More. This place was absolutely beautiful. It's on the waterway. I believe it's fairly new. You guys go over there and support this place. I mean, the food was excellent. We had a great time. You can actually rent the place, actually. And the food was delicious. We had a great time over there at Massa and More. And we just wanted to shout them out. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm doing this on my own. And for all of you that joined me on the tour, that came out, make sure you check your emails. Uncle Larry left you a gift, all right? I just wanted to say thank you. And we're going to leave it right there. Make sure you check out the links below. And we will see you tomorrow. It's good to be back in my digs. Remember, good people, it's simple, all right? Be kind, rewind, rinse and repeat. Do it again every day. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.